Number 12, Heather.
Yes, to give the board a brief update on the Hamlet of Brewerton design standards, the committee was meeting very regularly with our consultant from EDR. We had a good solid working draft of regulations put together. Without delving into unnecessary personal details, there was a very personal tragedy that happened to someone on the committee. It's caused us to lose a little bit of time, and that's why I'm asking you to extend the moratorium for an additional 3 months, which would allow us some additional time to work with the committee and get those regulations in place.
You think there's a chance that we can get this done by like the beginning of fall?
I'll push for it. I'll try.
Being that there's so many different people in the board here.
I think you're right. It's time that people have an idea of what they can do with their
At
properties.
least if we could start the
working.
plan, so next spring, they can start the plan.
And Wayne and I actually talked before the meeting too about almost working backwards with a timeline for public hearings and public comment and things like that to make sure that we can get it done within a reasonable amount of time. So I'll pass that along to our consultants in the committee and we'll get cracking.
She said 3 months?
Yes, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
Mr. Lozinski?
Yes. Number 13, Heather.
Yes, for anybody that's reviewed the planning board minutes recently or has attended some of the meetings, there are 3 Verizon cell tower applications pending. The one that Verizon refers to is McKinley Road, which is not really at McKinley Road, it's really where, Wayne?
It's north of McKinley Road in the woods between McKinley and Sneller Road.
It's McKinley Party.
Yeah.
In any event, there's been some public concern about that site in particular, whether it's necessary. At one of the last planning board meetings, the Verizon, the applicant, offered to pay for an independent review of their propagations to see if an ultimate expert agrees with their conclusions that a tower is necessary at that site. O'Brien and Garrett's found an expert. That expert has provided essentially a scope of work, scope of services to the planning board. Your planning board chairman was ready to sign off on it and the planning board authorized him to do so, but then I think he'd rather have your knowledge of it and your understanding as well, since the planning board itself isn't authorized to spend any money on behalf of the town. Even though this is a developer paying for this fee and it will be escrowed, he wanted you to be aware of it and authorize him to retain this expert on behalf of the town, even though no town dollars are going to be spent.
Right, he's not spending any of our money.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. But because it will be going through, funneled through the town,
Right.
and it will have to go through Gene's office, he wanted you to be aware of it and authorize it.
Who was this? Do you know?
Oh, you're going to
Wayne,
catch
do you
me.
know?
Yeah. I can't recall the gentleman's
He's-
name. He's a professor at RIT. Maybe I should have included his.
He's a very extensive
Yeah.
resume. He was just retained by Clay to do very similar work
He's working
there.
under Witt.
What's the charge?
I think he said the initial amount is $3,500 by the applicant to be escrowed, which he will bill against, and if more money is needed, then the applicant will have to post that.
And Verizon's okay with that.
Verizon said on the record at the planning board meeting that they were comfortable doing that.
They basically feel it's justifying that.
They must. So is the board comfortable with the planning board retaining that expert to be paid by the developer?
Need a resolution?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Thank you.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
Mr. Lozinski?
Yes. Heather, 13. Or 14.
Actually,
Or is it G? Or is it Chris?
well, it's the same annual. It's the same agreement you have every year to use the fueling station that's maintained by the school
We sweep
district.
the parking lots and
Yeah.
do their inspection,
You got it.
complain, the normal pack.
Yep.
Motion to approve. Second.
Mr. Conway?
Yes.
Mr. Ryback?
Yes.
Mr. Coral?
Yes.
Mr. Lozinski?
Yes.